right, let me give you an update here. I got all my hoses, I say all the hoses that I could replace at this time. There's 6 more on here that need to be replaced. The one coming back from the pump, the 2 for each outrigger, the long one going out to the bucket. That's the second longest, and it's going to need it next. I'm not using these outriggers right now. And there was another one. There's a total of 6 more hoses. Anyway, I got all these replaced. I spent a fortune. Somebody commented that I'll spend more on the hoses than I paid for the tractor, and it's true. So I'm real close to it anyway. And I'm not done, so I will. But it's working good. It's taking me a little getting used to the direction, the controls, learning what to push, which direction to make it to do what. Since I last posted about this thing, I put an hour meter in it. Bought a little $20 hour meter, and I have 1.8 hours on it. And I'm getting ready to go ahead and change the oil in this thing. I put this side cover on. I had to redo that exhaust. And I've got that thing angled up just a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to leave that or try to fix it. But this thing lined up perfect. Both the belt guard there, it bolted right in, and there was a bolt hole for that front bolt, and it lined up almost dead perfect back there. In fact, that little bit of a lip, I can bring it up flush. I had to notch this thing for this spring that I'm using. Hate to do that, but it's no big deal. It'll work. I got to get the ballast box bolted on. I got to finish bolting on these fenders. I'm not going to restore the backhoe yet. I'm going to use it a little bit, and I think I'm going to go ahead and set the loader on this thing. See if I can get that front pulley straightened out. I may have to redo that front exhaust to clear for the pump and get the loader going. And I've got a job lined up for this thing. I've been playing here in my mulch pile. I've not yet dug in any dirt, so I don't know the digging power of it yet. But I've been playing around in this mulch. Moved me a small little pile there. I like it. It's a fun little machine. All right, last night my neighbor came down and helped me set the loader back on there, and it's mostly bolted up. I got at least 3 of the 4 bolts on each side put in. One of them's kind of hard to get to. And I took the pump loose last night. I think I showed you guys what that looked like. And by the way, before I go, that muffler is right up against that. There's a 1/16 of an inch there. I had to put some spacers there to get it over. All right, so I got the pulley replaced. And the shaft is 7/16. The pulley I could get in 3/8, 1/2 inch, and 5/8. So I bought a brass bushing and put it in there and then drilled it out and then secured it down. And it ain't going nowhere. It's more secure than the other one was. I don't know what happened to that. There's the old pulley. It had just rusted, and he had gobbled it with weld, and I'm thinking that might be JB Weld he put in there, but it was long past its usefulness. So it goes in the metal recycling bin, and I'm going to hook this pump back up. And I'm waiting on my pulley for the other side. And hopefully these hoses aren't so bad that it at least be able to work it a little bit. There's 14 hoses on this, but luckily none of them are real long. So that's a good thing. And so I've got 14 hoses here, 6 hoses in the back, and all the hoses will be new. All right, back over on this side of the engine again. I've got that lined up a lot better. That pulley on that pump had worked loose and slid over to your left there. That's what was causing it to be out of line, and it had gotten a little worse. And I was thinking the way I had it, it was pretty lined up. And so I got that back in place and got that set screw snug down. Over here I've got the pump back on, got the new pulley on it, waiting on the pulley for the engine. And then I'll get me a belt. I got to get a lower hose for where it comes out of the tank, and we'll come there to the pump. And hopefully by this afternoon this loader will be running. Alright, I had to take all this apart here. You can still see a little bit of banana in that side. That side's pretty straight, but these things side to side was twisted. I got it all apart, and in doing so I broke it apart back here. And so while I had it apart, I straightened it as good as I could and then re-welded it. And so that's got it looking really good. Better than it was. And I didn't video the before after. This middle one here was froze up. I got it apart and got my penetrant lube down in there and got it freed up and just cleaned the pin up real good. So that looks a lot better than it did. This thing's not sitting exactly level, if you can see that. I'm not sure what's going on. After I get the hydraulics hooked up, I'll see if that's still the problem.